morning! Welcome to the Lewis County Public Library and Archives Tuesday morning story time. We're so glad that everyone joined us today. Did you have a good weekend? Ooh, that was some cold weather we got. We hope that you all stay safe as it continues to be cold and possibly snowy. We'll see how the week goes. Today we have two different books that we'll be reading with some songs, and our first book is Islandborn by Junot Diaz, illustrated by Leo Espinoza. Oh, look at her happy little smile. Every kid in Lola's school was from somewhere else. Hers was the school of faraway places. Mai was from a city so big that it was like its own country. India and Camilla were from a stony village at the tippy top of the world. Mateo lived in a desert so hot, even the cactus fainted. Nu was born in a jungle famous for its tigers and its poet. And Lola was from the island. There's Lola and all her friends on the way to school, and there's the crossing guard. So when her teacher, Mrs. Obi, told the class, "Please draw a picture of the country you are originally from, your first country, and bring it in tomorrow," everyone got super excited. "I'm going to put in pyramids," said Dahlia. "I'll draw a canal this long," Franklin said. "There's going to be a mongoose in mine," Nelson yelled. Nelson always yelled. Everyone was talking about their drawings. Everyone but Lola. Lola, you see, loved to draw, but she had left the island when she was just a baby, so she didn't remember any of it. Lola raised her hand. She hated raising her hand almost as much as she hated Nelson's yelling. "Miss, what if you don't remember where you're from? What if you left before you could start remembering?" "No problemas," Miss Obi said. "Are there people around you who do remember?" "Like my whole neighborhood," Lola said, "and they're always talking about the island." "Well then," Miss Obi started, "maybe," but Lola finished her sentence. "I should talk to everyone who does remember. I should draw from their memories." "That's a very good plan, Lola," Miss Obi said with a smile. Lola started feeling better about the assignment. But then she saw all the other kids chatting excitingly about what they were going to draw, and it made her sad. Everybody was remembering their first home. Even Nelson, who forgot everything. Nelson even forgot his last name once, for like an hour. Lola had always wanted to remember the island, but no matter how hard she tried, she never could. It was like a familiar word just at the tip of your tongue, but instead of a word, this was an entire world. Lola closed her eyes and tried to recall anything about the island, but nothing came up. She kept trying all through the school day. To help her focus, she put her fingers on the sides of her head, like her abuela's psychic sometimes did. "Are you okay?" her cousin Letitia asked as they walked home from school together. "I have to draw a picture of the island," Lola explained. "But I was just a baby when we left. Prima, you have to help me." "I don't remember a lot either, except for the bats. They were as big as blankets, and they used to chase after me at night." "Blanket bats?" Lola pulled out her notebook and began to sketch. "Look at the blanket bat. Isn't that huge?" Letitia stopped Mrs. Bernard, who always sold them crispy empanadas after school. "Mrs. Bernard, what do you remember most about the island?" "Why, the music, of course. The whole country is like the inside of a grilla, like the inside of a drum." "You mean like our neighborhood?" Lola said. "The neighborhood had so much music it was like a radio with the dial broken off." "On the island, there's even more music. There's more music than air, and everyone is always dancing. Even in their sleep, people dance." "Sleep dancing?" Lola sketched. "Look at all the people dancing. Even the mailman is dancing." Letitia led Lola to the barber shop where her brother Jonathan owned. Lola has to do an assignment about the island. She needs to know what you remember most about it. Wepa, said Jonathan, laughing. The agua de coco. How wonderful it tastes when you drink it right from the coconut. Mr. Rodriguez sat up in the chair. And the mangoes that were the side of your head and so sweet, they made you want to cry, Lola said. She loved mangoes. Exactly. Look, he's there imagining drinking straight from a coconut, and he's imagining the big juicy mango with a tear rolling down his cheek. How much color there is, said the woman waiting with her son. Colorful cars, colorful houses, flowers everywhere. Even the people are like a rainbow, every shade ever made. Like us in here, Lola said. Even more color, the woman said. Agua, mango heads, rainbow people. Lola was trying to keep up. The island sounds so beautiful. Why did we even leave? Well, it wasn't all beautiful, the woman's son said. The heat is on you like 5 bullies. The oldest barber muttered, and other things. Like what? Lola wanted to ask, but the oldest barber had already turned away. In the lobby of their building, the cousins ran into Mr. Muir, the superintendent. Letitia called out, Hey, Mr. Muir, can you tell us what you remember most about the island? Nobody cares about the old stuff, Mr. Muir grumbled. Just be glad you live here. Don't listen to him, Letitia said. Keep going and call me if you need any help, okay? I will, Lola said. When Lola got in the elevator, she put her fingers on her temples and closed her eyes. Island, she called like it was a cat. Island. But like a cat, the island would not come. At home, Lola found her abuela in the kitchen trying to finish a puzzle. Abuela loved puzzles. Abuela, I'm supposed to draw a picture of the island for school, but I don't remember it. Why don't I remember it? Hija, you were just a baby when you left, but the other kids remember. Just because you don't remember a place doesn't mean it's not in you. Will you tell me what you remember most? Of course. What I remember most is the beaches. Yeehaw, our beaches are like poetry. You know, when you first hear your favorite poem, that's how it is on our beaches. Fish jump from the waves onto your lap, and at sunset sometimes the dolphins will come out of the water to bow goodnight. And up north where I'm from, there are even whales in the surf. Beach poetry? Dolphins? Surfing whales? Lola sketched as fast as she could. Lola's mother stuck her head in from the kitchen. Hee-ha, what I remember most is the hurricane that hit the island right after you were born. Like the biggest, baddest wolf of all, it huffed and puffed and blew thousands of houses into the sky. Where were we? Lola asked with her eyes wide. We were hiding under the bed is where we were, Abuela said. That's right, her mother said, and you know what? You never cried once. You were such a brave little girl. I wish I could remember that, Lola sighed. Well, it happened, her mother said. You might not remember the island, but it remembers you. You should really talk to Mr. Muir, Abuela suggested. He knows more about the island than almost anybody. We tried asking him, Lola said, but he didn't want to help. Mr. Muir can be a little grouchy sometimes. Let me talk to Mrs. Muir. I bet we can get him to help. Abuela called downstairs and shouted at Mrs. Muir, who then shouted at Mr. Muir. The old people were always shouting at each other. That's how they talked. Maybe Nelson was an old person in training. Go on down, Abuela said. Mr. Muir said he would try to help. Lola was a little nervous, but that didn't stop her from knocking on the super's door. Mrs. Muir let her in. Look how big you've gotten, Lola. Mr. Muir is in his workshop. Go right on in. Mr. Muir looked up from the contraption he was fixing. Your grandma says you're interviewing people about the island. Lola nodded nervously. Yes, sir. It's for a class assignment. What have they told you? She flipped through her sketches. Bat blankets, more music than air, fruit that makes you cry, beach poems, and a hurricane like a wolf. I see, Mr. Muir said. So no one told you about the monster? Lola's eyes got wide. She shook her head no. Even those who know don't always want to talk about him. Mr. Muir turned toward the old worn map he had of the island. Our island has always been a beautiful place. It was when I was your age, and it is today. But even the most beautiful places can attract a monster. A long time ago, long before you were born, that's exactly what happened. A monster fell on our poor island. For once, Lola's pencil didn't move. It was the most dreadful monster anyone had ever seen. The whole island was terrified and no one could defeat it. It just was too strong. For 30 years, the monster did as it pleased. It could destroy an entire town with a single word and make a whole family disappear simply by looking at it. Lola's curly hair was uncurling with fear. Did you see the monster, Mr. Muir? Yes, all the time. Were you scared? We were all very scared. Lola's heart was pounding. So what happened next, Mr. Muir? Well, what should always happen to monsters. Heroes rose up. Strong, smart young women just like you, Lola, and a few strong, smart young men too. They got tired of being afraid and fought the monster. What a titanic battle that was. The whole island shook from their struggle. The monster tried all of its evil tricks, but in the end, the heroes found the monster's weakness and banished it forever. Whoa, Lola whispered. What happened to the heroes? No one knows, really. It was so long ago. Mr. Muir took off his glasses and sighed. Anyway, you should get back upstairs. It's getting close to dinner time. Thank you, Mr. Muir, Lola said. Thank you for all your help. How did it go? Lola's mother asked. It was really good. Lola looked at the blank page in her hands. Lola spent the rest of the night drawing the island. She started out with one page, but she needed more room, so she added another page, and then another, and soon she had a book. She worked through dinner, and she worked in bed, and was just finishing the last touches on the cover when her abuela came in to check on her. Abuela picked up the drawing of the final battle, and she got really still. Abuela, did you know about the monster? Of course, hija. Why do you think so many of us came here in the north? Lola put her arms around her abuela. You must have been so scared. Sometimes we were, her abuela whispered, but we were also brave. The next day, it snowed. Lola put on her scarf and boots and stuffed her assignment under her coat. Benedición, Mommy. Benedición, Abuela. Benedición, hija, they both called. Good luck. Mr. Muir was pushing garbage cans against the curb. Thank you, Mr. Muir, slayer of monsters. He laughed. Good luck, Lola, daughter of heroes. In class, all the students were buzzing about their pictures. Nelson's mother had baked cupcakes for everyone, so it was like a little party. Miss Obie hung the drawings on the wall. Now, our little classroom has windows, she said. Anytime you want to look at one another's first homes, all you have to do is look at the windows. Then, Miss Obie reached Lola's desk. How did it go, Lola? Were you able to remember anything? I tried really, really hard, but nothing came, and that made me feel bad. But then I realized I didn't have to feel bad, because even if I never set foot on the island, it doesn't matter. The island is me. Nelson snorted. That is so corny. It is not. Nelson, be nice, Miss Obie said. She and the other students gathered around Lola's desk. Nelson made sure he got real close so he could see everything. Lola suddenly got nervous. Go ahead, Lola. Show us. Okay, Lola said. Taking a deep breath, she opened her book, and out burst the island. Oh my goodness, look at everything. The end. Okay. Let's sing our morning song that we always sing. Get your hands loosey-goosey. It's time for The More We Get Together. Are you ready? The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. The more we read together, 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 the more we read together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your books are my books and my books are your books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. Good job, good job. Our next book today is Hair Love by Matthew Cherry, illustrated by Vashti Harrison. My name is Zuri, and I have hair that has a mind of its own. It kinks, coils, and curls every which way. Daddy tells me it's beautiful. That makes me proud. I love that my hair lets me be me. In funky braids with beads, I am a princess. When my hair is in two poofs, I'm above the clouds like a superhero. Do-do-do-do. My hair even does magic tricks. One day, Rocky and I were playing outside when along came the rain. From large to small it went. Presto! Just like that. There is nothing my hair can't do. Today, I woke up extra early all by myself. I was too excited to sleep. It's a big day. Look, the kitty cat's thinking about food. Nom, 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 nom. Daddy is still sleeping. Shh, I said to Rocky as we tiptoe past him. Lately, Daddy has been worn out. He makes me breakfast, takes me to school, goes to work, picks me up, and yesterday we went for a bike ride around the park. I think he needs a break. Because today is special, I want a perfect hairstyle. This calls for a professional's touch. Crack! Paws off, Rocky! Daddy heard the crash. Zuri, what on earth? He asked. Look, he's sleepy. He's rubbing his eyes. I was only trying to help, I said. Daddy smiled. Can I help too? It'll be a piece of cake, Zuzu. The first style was a big no way. The second was no better. No, Daddy. Then Daddy tried slicking my hair back into two puffs. Ouch, yelled Daddy. Wait a minute, Daddy said as he reached into the drawer and pulled out a pick. Ta-da! Daddy, really? I said. I'll be right back, he promised. Now, how's that? He asked, pulling a hat down over my eyes. Daddy, come on. We can do better than that. I really need my hair to be special. Don't worry, he said. We'll figure this out. Then I had a great idea. Daddy gathered all the tools we needed, and we were set. Watching carefully, Daddy combed, parted, oiled, and twisted. He nailed it. funky puff buns. Pretty, pretty, and so much fun. Rocky approved too. I put on my superhero cape as the final touch to a perfect look. Where's my Zuzu? Mommy called from the door. She could not get in the house fast enough. Mommy! You've got to be the prettiest Supergirl I've ever seen, she said. And your hair is beautiful, Zuri. Who did it? I looked at Daddy and beamed. Mommy smiled. Very nice. Thank you. We learned from the best, Daddy said as he gave her a big hug. My hair is Mommy, Daddy, and me. It's hair love. Picture time! The end. Now, do any of you have some sillies that need shaken out? Because my sillies are getting a little bit much, and I think it's time that we shake some of our sillies out. So go ahead and stand up at home and let's shake, shake, shake our sillies out. Shake, shake, shake our sillies out. Shake, shake, shake our sillies out and wiggle our waggles away. We gotta clap, clap, clap our crazies out. Clap, clap, clap our crazies out. Clap, clap, clap our crazies out and wiggle our waggles away. We gotta jump, jump, jump our jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump our jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump our jiggles out and wiggle our waggles away. We gotta spin, spin, spin our sillies out. Spin, spin, spin our sillies out. Spin, spin, spin our sillies out and wiggle our waggles away. We gotta yawn, yawn, yawn our sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn our sleepies out. We gotta yawn, yawn, yawn our sleepies out. And wiggle our waggles away. We gotta shake, shake, shake our sillies out. Shake, shake, shake our sillies out. Shake, shake, shake our sillies out and wiggle our waggles away. Thank you so much for joining us for story time today. We hope that you can tune in next week for a whole new story time and that you have a wonderful week. Stay warm and safe out there, friends. But for now, goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, my friends. See you next time.